Okay, everybody I think is on mute now. So we'll just use the chat. Okay, so this is the homework. I'll give you a couple of minutes now if you want to just read through, and then we'll go through one by one. Okay, let's have a look. So I can't see people now. I've closed the video and I can't hear you. So just use the chat, please. I've also got the word formation list worksheet, which you can get on this resources page if you haven't got it already, and make a copy. So I'm going to add our new vocabulary here as we go. And if you want to do that, that's a good idea as well. So, are you getting enough is the title of the text. Here we go. It's hard to feel enthusiasm about a morning run, but don't keep putting it off. According to a new study, a quarter of all adults risk their health by failing to take enough exercise. For people aged 19 to 64, the something of enough is 150 minutes of moderate activity each week. And the word that we need to use is define. So put your answers in the chat, please. And also think about the other varieties of word formation. Amparo, you there? Okay, yeah, well done, everyone. Definition is the answer. Well done. So let's have a look. Define is a verb. Definition is the noun. Any others that we can think of? There's not really many for this one. What more can you think of? Definitely. Yes, I guess, yeah. I mean, then we have to have definite, um, and definitely, yeah. Yes, defining is an adjective. Any more adjectives? What about the opposite of, yeah, what about the opposite of definite? And definitely. Self-definition. Self-definition. I don't think, I don't think, let's have a look. I mean, I think it would be two words. Self-definition. No, I think we could say self-definition, but I think really it would just be a compound word, so not really. Um, oh, hang on. Let me just have a look again. Self-definition. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, it's not really here, but yeah, it's not a separate word. But it's a good idea. Any more? We've got the opposite of definite and definitely, well, not the opposite, but another word um, with a prefix. Yes, indefinitely. Good. Indefinitely good and indefinite as well. So these are probably C1 words. We won't see these in the exam, but they're good to know. Oh, renew that. What have we got here? You prove me wrong. Self-definition, yeah. But I would call this it's a compound word um, because we've got this hyphen, so it doesn't really count. Yeah, so I won't include that because it's two words really, but it exists, so it's good to know. So thank you, Renula. Okay. Um, yeah, I think the important ones to know are definition, define, defining, definite, definitely. We've also got definitive, definitive. So there are a few actually, and definitively, I guess. Definitively. There we go. Okay, let's continue. So children should do no more, as should blank people. Oh, sorry, children should do more, as should blank people. With elder is the word that we need. Any more? Any more answers or questions? If anyone has any questions, Teddy, I know you said it was a bit difficult. So any questions that you have, please ask. Elderly, yeah, elderly. And you said the word finished in ly. The word finishes in ly. So you thought that was an adverb. Yes, you normally would be. We could think it was an adverb, but in this case, elderly is an adjective to describe um, older, old people. We don't say old people, or we can say old people, but elderly is more polite. So yes, good questions about the superlative. The eldest, we can say the eldest. Let's have a look. So let's go to our sheet. So we've got elder is a noun. The plural is elders. Elderly is our adjective. The eldest would be the superlative. And I think more elderly, I have to check, let me have a look. More elderly would be the not the superlative. What's the word I'm thinking of? Not superlative, the other one. I'm drawing a blank. Can anybody help me? Who can help me? I'm stuck. I'm not thinking of the superlative. That's eldest. That is correct. I can't find an answer. Comparative, yes, thank you, Israel. The comparative, yes. The comparative would be more elderly. More elderly, so it's a tricky one. And I also saw Ampara, you said old, but old is a different word completely. It has a similar meaning, but it's not part of this family of words. So we can't use old. Oldness. Oldness. I don't think it really is a word, but again, it's a different family of words. Oldness. Oldness. I don't know. No. No. Anyway, it wouldn't be here because elderly and old are two different words, so we can't use those. So yeah, the answer, Teddy, to your question or your issue was it's just there's no explanation. Elderly is an adjective. I know it's confusing, but that's just how it is. Sorry. Does that answer your question, Teddy? Or are you happy with that? Let me know if not. Tell me in the chat. Okay, we'll go to the next one. So those over 65 are advised to do twice weekly strength. Okay, thank you, Teddy. Those over 65 are advised to do twice weekly strength exercises as well as their 150 minutes. A blank recommendation for anyone who imagines spending their retirement on the sofa. And we need to use surprise. So we've got two different ideas here. Amparo, do you wanna have a guess? No, okay, fine, no problem. I just want to make sure I don't say the answer before you're ready. So what do we need here? Do we need an adjective or do we need an adverb? What do you think? Let's decide that first. 150 minutes, a something recommendation. So probably we need a word that describes this word. So what is this type of word? Is it a noun? Is it a verb? Is it an adjective? Okay, everybody agrees we need an adjective here. So we need an adjective that describes this word. This word is a noun recommendation. So we need the adjective form. The adjective form would be surprising. Surprising. And then from that, we would have surprisingly, which is the adverb. But we need the adjective, which is surprising, because it describes the recommendation. So we've got surprise, surprising, and surprisingly. Any more? Anybody? Anybody think of any more? What about a noun? Yeah, Amparo says surprised. Really, that would be, we could include it here, but really it's the past participle of the verb to surprise. Surprisingness, no, I don't think so. But good try. Yeah, Renula says surprise. Surprise is also a noun, so don't forget we've got surprise as a noun and surprise as a verb. Any negatives? Yeah, exactly. Surprise as a noun like the verb, says Tere. Surprising less? No, I don't think so. Surprising less. Any negatives? Unsurprising. Yeah, very good. Very important. Unsurprising. So we might see this one in the exam. Unsurprising. And then obviously, in fact, what I'll do. Like this. So we've also got the adverb. Yeah, so these ones are important. And we need to check, do we need, which always check, maybe we need the negative one here. But I don't think we do. We need surprising, because it's talking about people who imagine they can spend their retirement on the sofa. No. You can't spend your retirement on the sofa. You must do some exercise. So it's surprise. So check the meaning. Sometimes we do all the work and we think, we get the right ending, but we forget to think about the prefix in the beginning. So make sure you check the context. Okay, good. Next, number 20. The study also found that people from Kuwait had the highest levels of 20, active. Highest levels of blank active, with 67% of adults taking no exercise. Good. Okay, so this is exactly the example that I'm talking about here. So, Teddy, you did the work. You did the work, and you said activity, because we need a noun, levels of activity. So you've done the hard bit, but you need to go the extra little bit more and think about the context. And the right answer is inactivity. The highest levels of inactivity. So we're talking about adults that don't do any exercise. So they have lots of inactivity, the highest levels. So this is a common mistake for students in this part of the exam, is we just think, we're always thinking about the ending. Define becomes definition. Elder becomes elderly. Surprise, surprising. Active, actively. And we forget that sometimes we have to add a prefix. So I see this mistake a lot. It's very common. So always check the context. Inactivity is the answer. Well done. So the noun, what do we have? The adjective would be active. Then we've got activity. And we have inactivity, of course. And inactive. Any more? Not acts. I'm not gonna include acts. But there is a verb. Yeah, I'll accept activation. And if you've got activation, then what's the verb? Activate, good, activate. And then we've also got deactivate. So there's a lot for this one, there's lots. We could write a long list. We don't need to write them all. We've got active, yes, thank you, Rula, as an adjective. And we've got inactive. We've got actively. And we've got inactively. Yep, good, thank you, Israel. We could say activated and deactivated. Deactivation. Got lots. These are probably the most important, I think. Activist, yeah, good, Renula. Well done. Very good. Actually, that is very important. Activist, yeah, a person. This is a person, like maybe a political activist, somebody who believes in a cause, and they go out and fight and protest for that cause. Yeah, excellent, activist. And also activism. So activists practice activism. So these words go together. Activation, yeah, we think we've got activation. Yes, we've got activation here, yeah. Activation, yeah, good list, everybody, well done. Okay, let's continue. Any questions from anybody? Please put them in the chat as we go. Number 21, nobody could accuse the Ugandans of blank with lazy. However, as 95% of the population exercised at or however, as 95% of the population exercised at or beyond expected levels. Okay, Teddy says nothing. Renula says laziness. Israel says laziness. Yes, but we need to change. Do we change the spelling? We need to change the spelling here. So again, we've done the hard work. The difficult thing is thinking of the ending, but don't forget to change the spelling. So lazy with a Y becomes laziness with an I. So that can be really annoying because you think, just one letter. You did the hard bit, but you need to do the last 10%. Laziness. Lazy bones, yeah. I'll include that. This word won't be in the exam, but you can put it on your list if you want. Really, it's I might even say it's probably, in fact, it's not. Yeah, I think it's probably just two separate words, but it's a good expression from Ranula. Lazy bones. Oh no, it's yeah, no, I'll accept it. Yeah, sorry, I will accept it as a compound word. Lazy bones, very informal. Somebody who is lazy, we can call them a lazy bones. Um, good words, Bruno. Thank you. A lazy person. The word is often used in a friendly way to someone you like. So that's important. A friendly way to someone that you like. So don't write this in a letter to your boss. Come on, lazy bones, get your ass out of bed. Come on, lazy bones. Yeah. Thank you, Marilla. Okay. Lazy-ish. No, lazy-ish? I don't think so, no. Lazy-ish. Lazy-ish. Okay. Okay, lazy-ish, fine. Yes. Let's include that. But we won't see this one in the exam. So I don't want to put too many words that aren't relevant. We won't see this in the B2 first exam, but it's good to know that one. What does it say? Somewhat lazy, yeah. Because we're using this ish form, which mean in English we use it with lots of other words, which means like kind of, a little bit, lazy-ish. We might say, what time are we meeting tonight? Seven-ish, about 7 o'clock, 7-ish. So that's what this ish is. But yeah, don't worry about that words. You won't see in the exam. We've also got to laze is the verb, to laze, or to laze around, we say, as a phrasal verb. To laze. And lazily as an adverb. Okay, I think that's all I can think of. I think that's enough. 22. Dr. Songul Aksoy, not a lazy bones, a blank special in global exercise trends warns Dr. Songul Aksoy, a blank in global exercise trends with special. Teddy, now you see. Specialist, yeah, good. Specialist. One tip or two tips for this part of the exam, part 3 of the reading paper, reading and use of English, part 3. There's almost always, I think, one word that needs a prefix change. Not always, but almost always one word, I think. Maybe two, but usually just one word. And there's almost always one word which is a noun for a person, to describe a person. For example, Ranula said activist, an activist, which describes a person. So it could be a medic, for example, to describe somebody in medicine, or a scientist, or a chemist, or an environmentalist, somebody who's a specialist of the environment. There's always one word in this part, I think, which is for a person. So always remember that, especially this rule. Always one word with a prefix. So always have that in the back of your mind. So this one, yeah, we're talking about a person. So we need a person noun, and it's a specialist. The word in everyone. A specialist is a noun. Special was the adjective. Any more in the chat? Ampara, you said specially. That would be the adverb, which is good, but we need the noun. Can anybody tell me any more? Good. Specialize. Specialize. Good. Any more? I'll add a few more. Specialism. Speciality. Anybody? Any more? Anyone? Especially as well. Specialness, yeah. Specialness, not so common, but we'll include it. Specialization. I think that covers it. If you have any more, put them in the chat, I'll add them. But I think we've got all the ones that we need. I'm going to continue. So Dr. Songol Aksoy, a specialist in global exercise trends, warned that blank nations faced a crisis, and we need industrial. Teddy says, what's the difference between especially and specially? Good question. I'll answer that in just a minute. Let's just finish this one here, 23. What do we think it is? This one's difficult. If you're not sure, maybe tell me what type of word we need. If you don't know the words, maybe you know what type of words you think you need. Do we need an adjective? Do we need a verb? Do we need a noun? Adjective, yeah. We need an adjective. And the trouble is, industrial is an adjective. But we can't use industrial. We have to use a different word. Yes, I've seen it a couple of times. Good. Amparo and Israel. Industrialized. or you could spell it with a Z, which is the American spelling. I spell it with an S because it's the British spelling. Really, this is the past participle of industrialize. So the verb would be industrialize. I think this is a hard one. This is probably more C1 level. So this is the verb, and then we have the past participle form, which would be industrialized. So it's kind of an adjective. Not easy, that one. Not easy. So the adjective is industrial. Industrialize is the verb. Any nouns? Adverb is industrially. Industrially, all right. Check my spelling. Yeah. Oh, industrially. Yeah. Oh, good, Teddy. Yeah, I like that one. Industrious. Very good. Industrious. Someone who is industrious is somebody who works very hard. Maybe they produce a lot. They do a lot of work. Industrialization. Good. Industrialization. Industrialization. There we go. There's another one which is more important, I would say. It's more common. Post-industrial. Wow, very good. You could say post-industrial. I think that's more C2 level. Definitely not B2. So don't worry about seeing that in the exam. Who can tell me another noun? I saw it from Amparo. Thank you. Sorry, I missed it. You said it twice as well. I'm sorry, Amparo, I missed it. Industry. Industry, very good. Industrializing. Yes, okay, I'll accept industrializing, but this is not a B2 first word, so don't worry, but we could include that as an adjective. Industry, industrialize. I think that's enough for what we need. Okay, and the last one, 24, with decide. We used to work outside and now we sit in front of computers, she said. Okay, you can't easily change your job, but you can make better blank. Good, Renila. Yes, everybody, I was going to say, everybody is wrong by one letter. Another common mistake in this part. You do the hard work, you've done the hard work. The difficult thing is thinking, what type of word do I need? And you're all correct. Decision is the correct form of the verb. Very good. But you need to do the next 5% of effort and add that S. I think in this part of the exam, often you could see a plural form. Very often, students, they know, decide, decision, I know that word. I know I need to use that word. And then they stop thinking because they're happy. Yes, I thought of the correct words, but you need to complete the thinking process and think about the context. And in this one, we need decisions. Yeah, you can make better decisions. We don't have a here, so we need a plural. Good. Cycle to work or kick a ball around with the kids when you get home. Otherwise, you'll become another statistic for people like me. Good. Yeah. So Teddy, I don't think that was an easy one, actually. I think that was quite hard. but I hope now your questions